दोस्तों ये डिक्टेशन मैं आपको प्रोवाइड करूंगा 80 to 85 की स्पीड में। गेट रेडी। 5 seconds टू गो। स्टार्ट। Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir, for calling me to speak on the motion of thanks to the President's address, and I am participating in that. The President's address is the customary annual address, that is a balance sheet of the government's work in the past year and what it intends to do in the future. But before I come to the main thrust of it, there are certain issues which the Honorable President raised, on which there cannot be any dispute. In para 2, she talks about the consensus on terrorism, and that is of extreme concern for all of us. I think in this house I must reiterate that the fight against terror is non-negotiable and there can be no compromise on it, but it should be a fight against all manifestations of terror. I would like the government to make sure that there is no discrimination between the various terrorist activities that take place. Terror must be fought as terror. It is anti-national. As I have said in para 2 itself, the Honorable President has referred to a certain incident in West Bengal, an attack by the Maoists, and the need for the country as a whole is to rise to fight this menace. It is very correct. I have heard the honorable member from the principal opposition also raising this concern, and I think the House on this aspect appears to be completely united. The Prime Minister has repeatedly stated that Maoist violence is the single largest threat to internal security in our country. But, sir, what we now want to know from the government, and what has not been referred to by the Honorable President, is the fact that there are members of the Union Cabinet themselves who have actually said that that incident which the Honorable President has referred to in her speech was not committed by the Maoists. They have gone on record to state that they have gone on record to state that stop this military operation, not military but the operations against the Maoists in our country, and ask them to come for talks even without adjourning violence. Now, this discordant voice coming from within the cabinet itself does not augur well for the country. The Honorable Prime Minister is not present at the moment, but the government will have to owe an explanation in this country and to this house. How can this government survive with such a major contradiction, where the Prime Minister who heads the cabinet says that moist violence is the gravest threat to India's internal security, and you have a member of the cabinet who actually denies that the moists have perpetrated this attack that the Honorable President refers to in para 2. Now, this contradiction cannot coexist. This has to be settled, and we are waiting for the government to answer how they are going to settle this contradiction and what is the explanation for this contradiction. That is something which the August House would like to know. Otherwise, the sincerity of the government in fighting this moist menace itself will come under a question mark, which is not good for the future of our country and our nation. In this, the collective stand of the government must be brought out very clearly, and we are expecting that answer. There are many other aspects that the Honorable President has covered, but because of lack of time, I may not be able to explain our position on all of them. I will mention some of the important issues before I come to the main thrust of the Honorable President's address. In para 15, for instance, the Honorable President talks in terms of the armed forces, but there is no mention of what progress has been made on this vexatious issue of one rank, one pension. This is something all the political parties have espoused in the past, but on that issue there has been no clarity. In para 55, the Honorable President talks in terms of delivery of justice. Sir, for the credibility of our nation itself, the credibility which must be there in our people, a very important issue is that we have a system that delivers justice that has come under very severe question mark in our country. In major disturbances and riots, whether it is anti-Sikh riots, whether it is communal riots, many of the commission reports have gone unimplemented. So, in this connection, I wish there was a mention the concern expressed by the Honorable President should have been followed up with some plan of action by the government, which unfortunately we do not see here. There is also not a mention of the fact that there is a need for a National Judicial Commission, which all of us have agreed at one point of time or the other. Full stop.